The take formula is quite new, but it is very useful. So we're just looking at this data set here. Take is quite a new function. It kind of replaces offset, which can be quite complicated to use and is a volatile function. I would recommend watching my video on the formula filter. I do have two filter videos. One is for the commands, so the one on your home tab here, where just the basic filters, and the other is for the formula filter. So the formula filter is quite similar to this and can be used together with take. I also mentioned sort in that video, and I'm going to do a sort here as well. I'm just going to do a very basic one first. So equals take. The array is all my data here, and my rows, I've got 12 rows here, so I'm just going to return all of them, so it's 12. So that's my whole data set. It's probably not useful in this instance, but if I just want to return the first 6, I can put 6 here for my rows, and I just get January to June and all my data. It's more likely you're going to want to look at the most recent data. So to look at the last 6 months, I do -6. I have this data set up as a table. That means I just put my cursor in here, press Ctrl+T, and then you get that little tick mark at the bottom there, and you've got your table design tab. Whereas this isn't a table, and I don't have that table design tab. That means when I add more data, see that tick mark there, that becomes part of the table. So any data or charts I've got feeding off of this will update, rather than me having to extend the range that I've selected. So let me just copy and paste this. So if we've got New Year's data, and I'll just put this here, that now updates the last 6 months. So it's these here. And again, it keeps updating. I'm just going to do something different just down here. I could say I want to know the average of the last 6 months. So I can use take equals take. Just going to highlight all my values, my sales figures, and the number of rows -6. Enter. So at the moment I've just got all of my data there. So it's these, the last 6 months. And I just wrap that in average. It's that figure there. And if I just highlight these here, so 2733, 2733, it's on my status bar. That's correct. And then again, if I just add some more data, it updates. So now these are my last 6 months, October to March, 2720, 2720. So you're always going to get your most up-to-date figure there. We can also use a sort by. So I mentioned sort in my filter video. You can wrap a lot of your formulas in sort just to get the order that you want. Here we're just going to do sort by first. So sort by, I can choose data and it's sorted by a certain column. That means I don't actually have to bring that particular column back to my data range, but I am in this example. So equals sort by, selecting all my data, and I'm sorting it by the value. I want the highest value first. So my by array is the values here, and the sort order is descending. So these are my highest values, and they're my lowest values. So it's similar to if I were just to actually sort this here by largest, and then you've got that same order there. Just undo that. So I could have had my sort by and just had my month column just to bring back the months rather than bring back all the data. And that's just my list of top months, September, December, May. Here's where I can use take. I might want to know my top 3 months. So I wrap it in take. My array is that whole formula there. And number of rows, I want the top 3. So I just put a 3 there. And they're my top 3. And then if one of these changes, so let's just say January is 5,000. January is now my top. And again, we could just go back here and just return the months if we wanted, if we didn't want to see the other data, and just have a list of our top months. This is probably more useful with top products or top sales reps, something like that. And we can use take with filter, although they're quite similar in some ways, we can use them together. So I'm just going to actually use this data over here. So this is all the IT products. Over here, we've just got the mobile phone. So we've got each product for each month here. I can bring back a table similar to this and just filter it by mobile phones. So I could do equals filter, My array is my whole data range. So that's Control Shift arrow right arrow down, comma, that's my array, include, where the part description, Control Shift arrow down, equals, just because I have it written in the cell there, I'm just going to choose it there, and that's that. So then I get my months, mobile phone, which is over there, quantities and values. So that's another way of extracting a list. I could then wrap that in take, and I want to look at the last 6 months and then minus 6. So that's how you can use take and filter together. I think take is going to be quite a useful function for getting your top results or your bottom results or the latest figures. So see if you can utilize that with your data.